Okay, so that does it for the 3-string analysis at the peak time of the day. All right, so 2 kilowatts. At the end of the day, we'll take a look at our total power generation, and then yeah, we can compare it to like summertime, or we can compare it to a couple of days ago when we had some good power. Just check the differences. Okay, so that's what we'll do. All right, see you guys when the sun comes down. Alright, hey, HadesOmega here, and so it's the evening. It's about, like 11. I said I'd come right after the the sun came down, and it's already like way past when the sun come down. Alright, so we'll go take a look at the app, and then let's see what power we made today, and then that'll be the end of the video. Okay, so here's the app. We made 11.1 kilowatts today. That's a lot. That's the most we've made in a long time, I'll tell you that. Alright, we got no power coming in right now. So you can see we're consuming about 168 watts here, and the battery's discharging. Alright, I did charge my car the whole day, so it's fully charged now finally. Yeah, so there it is. Alright, so here's the energy we made. All right, at around 8:30 we started making power. Okay, and then it started rising until (10:30). So 8:30 to 10:30, 2 hours. It took about 2 hours for it to get close to the peak. Alright, and then so this is when, oh yeah, why is it, that's kind of weird. It went up, yeah, it went up to 1700 watts, and then it went, oh, you know why? Because there was a load on it. Alright, so there's this load here. Alright, so the load kind of forced it to go up, and then it went down back to 1600, alright, because it was limited to 60 amps. Alright, and then that's when HadesOmega, this is when I shot that video in the garage. And I was like, hey, how come we can't get more than 60 amps? It always stays around 60 amps. And then so I bumped it up to 80 amps. And then so we were able to get like a max about 70, all right? And then that's when we found out the system only does like 2,000 watts, all right? 2,000 watts and 80 amps, you know, that doesn't make sense because we're only getting like 70 amps max. So we're losing like 10 amps somehow. How it's happening, I don't know, man. It's like false advertisement if you ask me. Maybe HadesOmega just got a wrong voltage or wrong, maybe we need more current. I'm not sure, guys, how we can get that extra 10 amps, alright? But we've maxed out the system somehow, and we've either maxed out the power, either, you know, what power is what? It's voltage, current. Yeah, power is voltage times current. Yeah, voltage times current. So so it's either, you know, it's either the current or the voltage is what's limiting us. All right, and I'm not really sure. Okay, but anyway, it stayed around 2,000 watts for quite a while. All right, that was like at 11 o'clock when I switched it over to 80 amps. All right, and we were about 2,000 watts. Say like right here. 11 to 13, so 2 hours. So we'll get that max power for 2 hours. All right, and then from then on it just kind of starts tapering down. Still pretty high. All right, it doesn't drop below 1600 watts until 2. Okay, and then the sun just starts coming down a whole lot. We lose it. Okay, so the good thing about this time of year, is that there's not that much shadows, guys. So you can see it just kind of just goes straight up, pretty much. It's a pretty nice little bell curve here. All right, if we go to like a different time of year, let's say, let's do July. All right, so this is July. Let's find a better day in July though. Okay, yeah, anyway. So you'll see here, it kind of, let's simulate, there's a line here, all right, like it goes here, and then it just shoots right up, right? Like around noon, it shoots right up, like immediately. That's the shadowing issue that we're having. Okay, so this is like the second string making power, and then the first string starting to make power, and then boom, like both of them get in the sun right away. All right, with this time of year, we don't have that problem. Okay. All right, since we're here, okay, so let's go look at the energy analysis. All right, so yeah, here's that time of day. So we were like 2,000 watts for quite some time. Like 11 to about 130. We're close to 2,000 watts. And it just kind of drops down. It's a nice round curve too. We made it some great power today. Really, it was a good day to test it. All right, except we had this hiccup with the 1,600 watts. All right, so this should be more like this. There shouldn't be this gap here. All right, this kind of plateau. All right, so yeah, the plateau is about 2 hours, and then it starts to drop very slowly. So that's good. It's good that it drops very slowly like that. I think if we had 2 strings, it would be kind of more. It would be sharper. All right, it would lose power faster. All right, with the 3 solar panels, it'll lose power more gradually. All right, because we'll be making more power, you know, because we've already maxed it out, from what I mentioned earlier. Okay. Let's see. So you can definitely tell we made way more power in the last couple days, 6.8, but the last couple days have been like raining, so we can't really go off of that. So we're gonna have to go to, oh yeah, here we go. October. So let's just find our best day in October. All right. I'll just look at it, man. That looks like our best day. The 3rd, October 3rd was 7.6. Or let's just do like an average. Okay, yeah, here we got 7.5 and 7.6 right here, okay, because it was still pretty hot in October, guys. We still had some pretty good sunlight in October. At the beginning of October, and at the end, we kind of just lost it a little bit. So 7.6, right, versus the 11 we got today. So it would definite improvement, guys. And we should have less power, all right, less power. Because if you're looking at like maybe last week, if we had a sunny day last week, we got 7. All right, so let's just say 7. All right, 7 and 11, so almost double. 7 divided by 11. I guess we need a calculator. 6. All right, we made like, okay, that's not 63. That's minus 1. 36. All right, we made 36% more power. That's good. That's almost that's like a third, right? So yeah, that's pretty much a third. So it makes sense. All right, it makes sense in like the long-term scheme of it, as I want to say. Okay. In the long-term scheme of it, we did make 1/3 more power. All right, it was more accurate to use the data from last week. Okay. So that's 7. All right, we hit 7 quite a few times last week too. Okay, so that's accurate to say that, yeah, we did, by adding 1/3 more panels, right? So we had 2 panels, we had 6 panels, and then we added 3 more. So that's like 1/3 more panels, right? We got 1/3 more power. All right, and that's what the system being like held back and stuff. All right, guys. It's limited to 2 kilowatts. It still made the 1/3 more power. So the science, it works out somehow. All right. When you're checking it at like right at that moment, you know, instantaneous, it doesn't look like it makes sense, but at the end of the day, it does. Okay. All the power that you make, like, should we be making more power? Yes, you probably should, but whenever you think you're going to make this amount of power, what I've noticed is that you don't make that much power. You always make less. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I was able to keep it charging the whole day. I knew if the battery fully charged, and it was like half charged when I went to sleep last night. So if I knew that if I didn't discharge the battery by charging my EV, that it would have fully charged that battery, and then who knows what will happen. So we'll have to see what happens when the battery fully charges. sometimes it just stops charging, and sometimes it freaks out and it just, you know, not happy. Okay, so that's the end of the third string, or string 3 power analysis. All right, I finally got a nice sunny day to finally do it. All right, the last couple of days were raining, and so what we found out is that I had the power was too low, okay, but it was okay, because with the 2-string setup, we were just like peaking at 60, and then it would just go down right away. So that was like, you know, that was like perfect. I had it set perfectly. All right, and then I found out, like, hey, why are we only getting 1600 watts? Like, we should be doing more than that, because I know we could do that. That's how much it was doing before. So I bumped up the max charge rate to 80 amps. Okay, and then so that got us up at 2000 watts. All right, and then so that means, like, yeah, when the solar panels are making their full power, we're not using all the power that they're giving us, unfortunately, even if we're using a load. So that's the interesting thing we found out also. So if you have the max charge, if you have the max charge limiting the charge current, and you plug in a load, it will use that extra power that you're not using to charge the battery to run the other loads. All right, so that was the case with when I plugged in my RAV4. All right, and it shot back up to 2000. All right, because that's a big load. All right, and then now we increased the current to 80 amps and 2000 watts, and then I plugged in the RAV4 again, and it didn't do that. So I don't know, there must be something about the unit that, like, it won't do more than 2000 watts no matter what. All right, even though the system is got more than 2000 watts of solar panels hooked up to it, it won't do more than that. So, but what I found out is we're pretty close. If anything, I think we're probably short like 400, 500 watts. That's like we lost a solar panel, right? Which is, it's not a big deal. But the good thing about it is, throughout the day we'll be making more power. All right, we won't be making as much power at one moment, but throughout longer the day we'll be making more power. Okay, because like those solar panels all the solar panels will start making more power. Okay, when the sun starts to come down, they'll still be making a lot of power. Okay, so I'll say. So, but they will never be making more than 2000 watts, that's a funny thing. It seems to be like a limitation on the inverter, because like when we had the current low, it would use that extra power. All right, but and I'm pretty sure it has to be able to handle a little more than 2000 watts. Right? So if we want to use that extra power that those solar panels are putting out, that extra like 400, 500 watts that I think that we're missing, then the next best thing to do is get another charge controller, or get another one of those grow watt inverters. Okay, HadesOmega might do that in the future. I don't know. I'm thinking of doing a split phase setup, and not too sure yet. Okay, but it wouldn't be too hard to set up, is what I'm going to say. But yeah, I would have to like make another. I would have to run that third string directly inside the house, basically. Okay, so like basically the way we would do it is we would have string 1 and string 2 would be connected to the inverter the first inverter, and then we'll have the second inverter in a split phase, and we'll have the second string hooked up to the second inverter. All right, and then they'll charge in parallel. All right, the inverters will be charging the battery in parallel. So, pretty cool. That's what I think could happen. Or I could just get another charge controller and do the same thing. Okay, so I'm leaning towards maybe I might want to do a split phase later, you know, to charge really fast. I might, yeah. So anyway, I think what the next plan is. All right, so I'm done with the string 3 project. All right, I'm finishing it with this last video. What I think we're going to be doing from now on is just watching watching how much power we make. So I'm going to see if I can keep this up until like about summer. That's what I'm going to say. And then summer next year, summer 2023, we'll see how it is. We're making 11 kilowatts right now, so you can bet probably make somewhere like 15 kilowatts a day, enough to charge that battery bank in one day. I'm thinking we should probably add, if I want to run a split phase, I think we need another battery. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, so I was thinking there's two ways that we can go about it. Is I can buy a new inverter that doesn't need, there's some inverters out there that can run like 240 volts right off the bat. All right, it'll like one unit will split phase, but you got to have a 48 volt battery. So I was thinking of taking those two battery banks that I have and putting them in series to make 48 volts, and then plugging that into the charge, the inverter. But then I have to get a new inverter. So the other thing I could do is get another of those grow watt inverters. All right, get another 24 volt grow watt inverter, and then yeah, like stick it there, run that second string inside. I might have to rewire. I think I might have to rewire like everything. So I have to either rewire everything or run another conduit. I'm thinking, probably not too hard to run another conduit. Maybe I can just do that. But I think you could fit two, if you had a big enough boxes in there, you could fit two wires in there. The only thing is I use these really skinny 90-degree. It looks nice, but I looked at it, man. There's no way you're gonna fit another wire in there, and the bends are like so tight. So I might just run another conduit if I do something like that. And so the good thing about this is if I wanted to add more solar panels in the future, I could do that, since I'll have two inverters now. All right, two inverters, that means I got two chargers. So potentially I could hook up 3 more strings, 3 more, right? I was thinking of putting like some square solar panels on top of string 3, because there's not a lot of room on top of there, and then put up another set of those, like the big solar panels, on top of string 1, and then yeah, we'd have a lot of freaking power, dude. A lot of power. But I'm thinking like HadesOmega is spending too much money on this. I only built this really to charge my RAV4. That's it, But yeah, we could use it to run the dryer, So yeah, what I might do is what I might do is, well, let's see how much power we'll make first, and then I might get another inverter, and then we'll try to do the split phase, so I can run the dryer that's in my garage. All right, that would help us save us some electricity, is what I want to say, because the dryer is one of the things that eats up a lot of power. And then one benefit of that is that I can do a level 2 charge. All right, I can charge at 3 kilowatts instead of 1500 watts. Okay, so I could double my charging speed, but then yeah, that would just blow through the battery right away. But now that we have 2000, yeah, I know, 2000. So if we added another string, well, we're at like 2500. HadesOmega thinks we have about 2500 watts of solar. All right, but that inverter can't handle more than 2000. Apparently, we found out today. So if I added another inverter and I moved that over, we'd have another 500 extra watts. And then we added more solar panels, and like I know how to do it. I'm actually pretty good at putting up solar panels. the problem is getting the solar panels. Okay, so anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things that I could do. HadesOmega will think about it, and I'll let the system run for a couple months, and then we'll see how it does. And if I wanna upgrade it any further, then we'll do that. All right. I think the next step is to get another inverter. Okay, but I would have to wire it to the 240 volt outlet in the garage to get all that extra power, because we need a more powerful grid source. That's what I'm going to say, and we'd have to use the one going to the dryer. Okay, yeah, but yeah, that would help us save some electricity in the house too. So maybe I might want to do that. But at the same time, we may need to get another battery. So if I do that, if I do get the 2 inverters, then I will probably have to get another battery. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so that's the plan. We'll just see how it plays out in the next couple months. Maybe around spring I'll make a decision. All right, that's when we'll start making more power. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to point out that we're probably going to make more power in the summertime. Okay, so right now we were making about 7 right now, and I just checked on the app. We were making about 9, right? A little more than 9 in June, right, in the middle of summer. So that's like 2 kilowatts more. So thinking maybe we might be able to make like 15 kilowatts since we'll have more sunlight in the summertime. So 15 kilowatts, probably enough to fully charge those 2 battery banks in one. Those 2 battery crates in one day. It's pretty awesome. So I'll have to make sure it keeps stuff charged. It's all the more reason to get that second inverter. So we can get more power, and then we could run 240 volt stuff if I wanted to. Okay, most like the dryer. Okay, yep. So yeah, and this will definitely help out in the wintertime. That's why I wanted to get this done before the wintertime, because I know we're gonna lose power like really fast. All right, like it's literally gonna be like half a summer. So if we had like 9 in the summer, I think we had like 6. Yeah, 6 or like 5 or something. Yeah, probably like 5. Like we hardly have any daylight in the winter. It's like 5 hours of daylight, like, or 5 kilowatts. So literally almost half. So think we made 11 today. We're probably only gonna make maybe like 6 or 7 maybe. All right, so but we should be able to make a little bit more because we had that little half hour of no power, like 60 amps power. Okay. Okay, so yeah, anyway, it's a good thing that I got this up before the winter time, because we're gonna need that extra power for the winter time. The winter time's gonna be kind of challenging, so I'll say. All right, but I think it'll be okay for our battery bank. We won't totally charge it every day. Okay, so that's the good thing. In the summertime, we're probably gonna wind up charging it every day. So that's where that 3rd string comes in handy. Okay, thanks for watching. So that's the string 3 power analysis, and string 3 project ended. All right, thanks for watching. HadesOmega.